Hey YouTube, Ed here with Jack of All Trades, and welcome to another video. So we're going to do another truck video today. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a receiver hitch on my 2024 Ram 1500 pickup. So let's get right into the video. And welcome back. So yes, the last thing I'm going to do to this truck for the immediate time being is to put a receiver hitch on this. I do tow a trailer periodically with my little camper and stuff like that, and I need a trailer hitch. So what we're going to install on this one is a Class 3 trailer hitch. That's a 6,000 pound trailer hitch with a 600 pound tongue weight on it. I don't tow anything heavier than that ever. So I have no need to put a Class 4 receiver hitch on, which is got far more towing capacity. This truck does have the towing package, and I could very easily put the Class 4 on it, but it's just not something I need to do. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the receiver that I'm going to put on this truck, and then let's get it installed. All right, so I bought the Curt Class 3 receiver. I bought this because if you bring your truck to the dealership, this is very likely the receiver hitch that they're going to put on. What I am going to tell you is that when I called my local dealership, they wanted $168 for this hitch, and I found it on Amazon for $82. It's the same hitch, it's the same part number, it's exactly the same. The dealerships, of course, they're adding some markup on it so they can make a buck too. You can get these less expensive. Now, what I also found on Amazon is there are some cheaper Chinese-made knockoff versions. I avoided those. Curt's got a very good reputation. They've been making trailer towing components for quite a few years. And when it comes to towing something down the road, I don't want to leave anything to chance, and I really don't want to buy a Chinese knockoff receiver hitch. It's probably fine. They're considerably less money. You can get them for just a little over $50, but I would feel much better using a reputable company that I know, and Curt has been doing this for a very long time. So when you get your receiver hitch, this is what you're going to get with it. You're going to get the actual receiver itself. You're going to get a 3/4 inch bolt, and it's got an Allen socket or Allen bit is what you're going to need. It's a 1/2 inch to install that. It's going to come with 2 bolts and 2 washers, and it's going to come with the nut plate for these 2 bolts and these washers, and of course you're going to get the instructions. Now, in order to put this receiver on your pickup, you have to have this reinforcement bar installed on your truck. If you do not have this, you can't put this style of hitch on. Like I said, this truck did come with the tow package, so it does have that reinforcement bar on there, which means I can put this receiver hitch on. Okay, so some of the tools that you're going to need to install this, you're going to need a ratchet, you're going to need a 3/4 inch socket, you are going to need a 1/2 inch hex bit to install the primary bolt here, and you may or may not need a 3/4 to 1/2 inch adapter depending on the hex bit you got and the torque wrench that you have. Now you're also going to need a couple of torque wrenches. You're going to need one torque wrench to torque these bolts, and I believe they get torqued to 75 foot-pounds if I'm not mistaken. Let me just verify that. Yes, 75 foot-pounds. And then you are going to need a torque wrench that is capable of torquing to 320 foot-pounds. And that might be where some of you have a problem. Not everybody's got a big torque wrench laying around that'll torque to 320. You might have to go to the auto parts store, or you might have to rent one or borrow one. That's going to be the tricky part for most people, is having that torque wrench that'll torque 320, and that's what you torque this big bolt to. Once you have all your tools assembled, then you're all set and ready to install this thing on your truck. All right, so before you start anything on the installation process, the very first thing I would do is I would take these bolts and stick them in the threads, and then go ahead and run them down. Sometimes these threads get some powder coating in them, and you'll want to chase these threads with the bolt. Make sure that that powder coating is cleared out before you go try installing this on this pickup. Now do that with both the receiver hitch and the nut plate that comes with it to make sure that those threads are all cleared out before you go installing this on the truck. So if you hear my neighbor mowing the lawn in the background, I apologize for that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and remove this plastic plug, just like that, and it's going to expose this hole. And then you go ahead and you put that bolt in that hole, and that's the first step. All right, then the next step is to take the nut plate that you've got and go ahead and just set that right up there inside your reinforcing bar. All right, you've got the nut plate installed. It's all ready to go. Now you just simply take the receiver hitch, you put it up under here, and then go ahead and start the 3/4 inch bolt by hand. Do not tighten this. Leave it loose and just get it started as tight as you can get it by hand. While you're doing it, if you can't quite get your fingers in there far enough to get the bolt all the way down, use your cap, your hex bit, and just use it as kind of a screwdriver. But that's all the tighter you want it to be. You want it to still be able to move. Now it's time to install the smaller bolts. Now you get 2 washers with these things, and these washers are kind of bowl shaped or dished out, and then they got some little dimples on the side here. Those little dimples face up away from the head of the bolt. This is a crush washer, and what this is, it's a washer that keeps the bolt from turning out, and it kind of crushes it and it puts some extra pressure on there. That's the way you install those washers on the bolt. Now you just crawl up under the truck, put these bolts in the holes, find the nuts on the nut plate, and get them started. Okay, once you've got those hand tight, go ahead and take your ratchet and just snug them up a little bit. Do not torque them, just snug them up a little. Then I would take a ratchet to your cap or your hex bit, and then go ahead and just snug that up as well. And now you're ready to torque it. So for torquing this, I would highly recommend using impact grade hex bit and components. 320 pounds of torque is a lot of torque. Your standard may or may not hold up to that kind of pressure or stress. I would just, if you have the ability, I would get you some impact grade ones. You might get away with the standard ones, you may not. So set your torque wrench and torque it down. Then take your smaller torque wrench, set it to 75 pounds, and torque the smaller bolts underneath with a 3/4 inch socket. And when you're all done, reinstall the cover. Then the only thing left to do is stick a trailer hitch into the receiver, and now you're ready to tow. Ironically enough, the trailer hitch is a Curt trailer hitch as well. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. I hope this video was useful for you and helped you to be able to install a receiver hitch on your Ram pickup that's got the same setup. Super simple. The only hiccup you might have is finding a torque wrench that'll actually achieve 320 foot-pounds. That might be the only trick. So before you decide to take this on, make sure you can acquire one of those torque wrenches. As always, thank you to my longtime subscribers and everybody who watches these videos. I really do appreciate it. If you're liking this kind of content, please make sure you go down and hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you ring that notification bell so you get notified of upcoming videos, and hit me up in those comments. If these videos are what you're looking for, I would sure appreciate you letting me know. With that, this is Ed from Jack of All Trades. As always, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next video.